This background, it killed this piece.
When I think of color realism, I think of wall-to-wall color.
If you're gonna put a background in, it has to have a shape or a purpose or a reason. This background, it's absurd, it's ridiculous, it's unnecessary, and it goes all of the way around the head of the bear.
This week's elimination tattoo, Star Wars.
Oh. That is amazing.
Oh.
I told you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be literally the first Star Wars tattoo I've ever done in my life.
It's estimated that over 1 billion people have seen Star Wars in theaters since 1977. Star Wars fans are known for their devotion. Today, these fans want to express it on their skin forever.
Was there a particular battle scene that you were thinking?
Not particular.
What?
My canvas wants a battle with the Star Destroyer.
Holy.
There's no contrast in that. The mother looks flat. I need something to contrast that. We need to bump up the dynamics in this to get a really good effect out of it. Otherwise, I might be in trouble.
What up, sir? Well, that's badass, bro.
I thought of a cool way to bump up the contrast. I'm gonna add the background of space, blend it out a little bit.
What do you think about my level of contrast in this joint?
I'd pump up them yellows, like yellow.
Sebastian's main problem is he doesn't have a lot of imagination when it comes to doing tattoos. He can tattoo a picture, but when it comes to composing a tattoo, he's lost.
This week, we had you create a Star Wars tattoo. We were testing contrast. Sebastian, what did the client ask for specifically?
It was like, I want the Star Destroyer and I want the TIE Fighters. I'm like, man, there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish this.
Overall, as a tattoo, it's an awkward shape. It doesn't flow anywhere.
To me, this is just a lack of really understanding how to nail a good, clean background.
I was like, okay, let me try to get some space flowing in here somewhere. I'm like, I can't color his whole back.
I just think you muddied it a bit. It got a little too dark towards the back of the Destroyer. In my opinion, that's where this went wrong.
This week's elimination tattoo, Japanese.
Japanese, god damn it.
Every meaning on every piece is gonna be brought up. It has to be perfect or we're screwed.
Rooted in mythology and natural symbols, Japanese tattoos convey a balance of power and beauty through natural imagery.
In Japanese style, there's an even distributional weight throughout the piece. If it's off, it can really make somebody's body look awkward.
We're gonna do some extensive research.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get this perfect.
D-A-R-U-M-A, doll. He has a weight in the bottom of him, so if you were to push him over, he'd bounce back up.
I just don't see the doll as being a traditional tattoo. I really don't want to get my ass chewed out for that. You definitely want that.
I had my mindset. We're talking about my father coming home from Japan with one of these, and I'm 7, and he's teaching me these life lessons with this doll.
Right.
So to say, like, well, this one's aesthetically more Japanese for this challenge on this show.
Not aesthetically. He did not want to change anything. We have 2 judges that specialize in Japanese tattoos.
I know that she's looking to please the judges, but first thing is pleasing me and make sure that I get the tattoo that I want. I don't want to use a Japanese element, like just because it's an element, but it doesn't have any personal connection to my time in Japan.
I completely refuse to be railroaded by a canvas. I need to meet this challenge, and I don't want to go home. Knowing that the judges might get on my case about the doll itself, I decided to put other elements in the background that are going to support the Daruma.
The background is competing against the image, and it's very tough to decipher the two.
This week, we asked you to create a Japanese tattoo. We were testing balance. Sarah, you got the other fighter.
Yeah, he wanted a Daruma doll.
What does that mean?
Basically, he's a fighter. He's always gonna get knocked down. You gotta pick yourself right back up.
There are some elements to this tattoo that are just really beautiful. I love the doll. I love the detail, the shading in it. The lantern, super cool, but this design doesn't balance well. The Daruma doll is less than half of this tattoo. There's so much open space up at the top.
Maybe the background was a little bit crazy, but I like it. I did put a lot of myself into this tattoo.
We weren't asking for yourself, we were asking for Japanese.
Well, no, I mean like it's about putting my soul, putting like me.
Listen, Sarah, you gotta shake off the last one to get to this one, because that last psychosis was insane.
I love what I do. And if you send me home for doing a tattoo today that I love to do, then fine.
Getting all crazy with all this background, you would have had just as strong of an outing without.
must create tattoos known and dreaded for the incredible amount of detail they require. Asian tattoos.
Knowing that we're about to tackle Chris Nunez's specialty, nerve-wracking.
With Asian tattoos, whether it's geishas, gods, animals, or mystical creatures, it's the intricate details that make them identifiable.
I'm totally excited. I am the only Asian-style tattooer in the whole crew. I have to kick everybody's ass.
My canvas is asking for the Shinto god. The design that we came up with, it's leaning a little bit more towards the style that I draw in, so I'm excited to get started on this one.
It just looks a little cartoony, because it's like all head, you know what I mean?
It was the other one that I started.
Do you think we could work some more of that look, like into the one that you finalized?
I am so pissed off. This guy went from everything and being awesome yesterday to being problematic right now.
I think the first piece was just a little, I mean, honestly, I don't know if the judges would have gone for it either, you know?
All I want to do now is stab this guy in the neck with the pencil. What's that?
Sick.
I am so pissed off. All I can do right now is just bite my tongue and get started.
4 hours remaining, everybody.
Yeah, right here is the last time.
Damn it.
Of your leg.
Oh, come on, man.
The tattoo is going perfectly. I'm really comfortable with it.
It's like you're using a damn hammer and a chisel.
That leg made of iron. I gotta get through that, man.
Craig's tattoo definitely doesn't look like an Asian tattoo. It just looks like a tattoo of two doves with maybe an Asian-style kind of cartoony wave behind it. I don't really get it.
Wow, that didn't suck at all.
Artists, today we threw you a painstaking test of detail. Asian tattoos. Jimmy.
I like the fact that you did the body solid red. You didn't try to get too bendy with it. The background, I don't like at all. Those shapes look kind of like toothpaste.
My problem was I'm going off of this guy barking orders at me. It came down to what I could draw as fast as I could.
My main problem is that it doesn't fit the shape of his arm. If you're gonna do this big cloud background, that's your chance to make your image fit the body. And if your background elements don't fit to the body, what are they there for?
Craig.
Love the drawing of the birds. A lot of use and nice detail on the feathers, but in the background, it's just a big area of muted color. This tattoo would have been way better with zero background. Birds, branches, flowers, detail, nailed it, solid, done, you're the winner, congratulations, Craig. Instead, you spent hours worth of time doing stuff that's just unimpressive.
Must tattoo a style that every master should excel at and every apprentice must conquer. American traditional.
I didn't teach Dave anything to do with American traditional. I'm not well versed in it. I surely do not feel like the master in this situation.
Hey, at least he's going through with it. I know, right?
On the chance that you can't pull it off, I can't deal with that.
Woo! When I drew it up, he's like, man, I don't know. I really don't know if you can pull this one off. Yeah, that sucks. I need to prove to everyone that I can do an American traditional tattoo. Let's get it poppin', baby.
Let's do it.
This week, you had one more chance to battle your master or apprentice head-to-head to prove which of you is the best. One of you will win, and one of you will lose. Lose, and you could be eliminated. Keto.
The tattoo looks heavy, but not in a good way. And you didn't let the details that you have in the bird itself stand out. It looks like you were trying to hide something somewhere, and the background on this thing makes no sense.
I thought about that, man, after I did it. It seemed like a good idea at first.
Red on red is camouflage.
For me, legibility-wise, Big C's takes us down without question.
Big C's. Big C's.
The judges have decided, Big C's, you've won the head-to-head competition. Let's find out who the human canvas jury determined had the worst tattoo of the day. Keto, the human canvas jury determined that you had the worst tattoo of the day.
I don't think so.
Gavin, why did the jury vote Keto to the bottom?
The jury determined that the tattoo was not legible and that the background with the red shading made it very unreadable.
Did you share the opinions of the jury?
I don't love the red background, but I'm very happy with the tattoo.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Today, you must tattoo an Asian deity.
I hate Asian Day. This is Nunez's big thing. He comes in with this big gleam in his eye. You sit there the whole day, clenched up, thinking Nunez is gonna come rip your ass.
Deities hold tremendous cultural significance. Not only do these images have strict symbolism attached to each element, they feature complex backgrounds and tiny details. You'll need cohesion to make all of these parts work together, or your tattoo will be a chaotic mess.
One of the biggest problems with doing anything Asian-inspired is that they are very strict with their rules and guidelines. If we make any mistake, we could be sending ourselves home.
Tell us again what your idea is.
She's a goddess of the sun and the universe. I had to connect to this goddess, and I want her to represent purity. Have the sun rising behind her and some kind of earth element. I'm thinking possibly water beneath, so you see the reflection, and I'm loving the whole tree thing.
Our canvas wants a million elements in her tattoo. She's got like trees, she's got a sun behind her face, some rocks or something.
So we can definitely take your concept of what you're wanting as far as subject matter and then translate it into what the judges want.
Yeah, it's gonna be totally your design.
Okay.
But my concept.
There are so many fine details that it's gonna be pretty impossible.
Traditional Japanese?
Yeah.
Black Cobra needs to worry about going home. For a sun goddess, this black moon in the background definitely isn't hitting the challenge.
Today, you had to show cohesion by tattooing a complex image, an Asian deity. Let's see how you did. Black Cobra tattoos. Let's start with you. All right, guys, what did your canvas ask for?
Amaterasu, she is the goddess of the sun.
I really like the tattoo. I like the design. The elements within it work cohesively together. The little details you have in the kimono are really beautifully, meticulously put in there. My only worry is the background and then the rocks in the foreground seem to be very, very close in tone.
We did want to put heavier shading in the background because she is classically depicted coming out of a cave with the sun behind her head.
Wait, so she's emerging from a cave? I thought it was the moon because it looked like night.
Right. Everything is just set pure black, so you lose the interpretation of the story of the design. Right now, for all practical purpose, she's dancing in the moonlight. That makes no sense.
Today, you must tattoo mermaids.
Oh, man.
You must use artistry to seamlessly transition from the delicate facial features and hands of a woman to the intricate, scaly tail of a fish.
Mermaids have scale work, fins that flow, bodies, they're supposed to be sexy, and you have to do small faces on them. Ugh.
TJ hasn't done one single tattoo that his canvases actually came in and said he wanted.
My canvas originally asked for a colored gothic mermaid, but not only am I a pretty good black and gray artist, but I'm probably a better sweet talker.
He's doing black and gray too.
Team Clean hates the fact that I change color to black and gray pretty much every time.
I actually really like this thing. I especially like that contrast, how it just pops.
I'm just trying to play this smarter, not harder.
Today you had to tattoo a mermaid to prove your artistry. TJ.
Beautiful work in the shading of her torso. Beautiful work in the face of the eel. Then you get up to this crown that's lost in a sea of just craziness with black shading and then a black background behind it.
The background's not black, it's gray.
It's not smooth. Doing this hair in this style on this part was a bad choice.
I tattoo this way.
It's just messy.
How's that messy? There's blends in there that nobody else is gonna do.
The problem that I have with the hair is simply this. The outline of the eel goes all the way back to the side of her head and behind her ear. It looks like the eel's wearing a fur coat or whatever the it is. This hair needed to come over the top of the eel completely, and that would have changed the entire look. There's areas of this tattoo that are phenomenal. If you can do that eel to look like that, and you can make that mermaid face that's the size of my goddamn pinky look like that, then just finish it out. Your backgrounds are gonna eat you up. That's gonna send you home. It's coming one way or the other, Christian, and that's the guy.
I get you.
That's probably who you should be protecting.
I'm not gonna give you a background no more. You're getting outlines all day.
For this elimination tattoo, we are testing contrast with black and gray bug tattoos.
Ooh. Bug tattoos?
Whoa. Damn. From delicate wings to tiny little legs to smooth, shiny shells, you must create a bug tattoo that looks like it could crawl right off your canvas's skin.
Damn.
If you fail to create contrast from dark to light, your bug tattoo will fall completely flat.
So realism bugs.
Where's the twist?
Where's the twist?
Oh shit, here he is.
I wasn't emotionally prepared for this.
But that's not all.
Why would it be?
This week, you must tattoo a black and gray bug on the throat. All the way up to the underside of the chin.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Throats are so difficult. If you have minimal workspace, you got the chin that's involved. It's very delicate skin. It's very painful. I have my throat tattooed, and it was awful.
I'm super excited about this challenge because it's almost like these artists get to take a step into my world. It takes skill to really figure out how to render all of the different details that bugs have. Transparent wings, super glossy, shiny shells, to all of their tiny little pieces of the exoskeletons.
Nobody's gonna have fun today.
It's an extremely tough subject matter, and it's an extremely tough placement. You're trying to pull the cleanest, sharpest, most precise lines on a canvas that's moving and breathing underneath you.
Today, you had to show contrast, tattooing a black and gray bug on your canvas's throat. You were being tested on Ryan's specialty. Let's see how you did. Angel, you're up first.
That's a really nicely done bug tattoo. I love the transparency that you got in the light wings. In terms of the bee, you nailed it. But it's that background that kills it for me. I just don't ever see the point of putting something asymmetrical on a symmetrical part of the body unless it's purposeful.
It's the only thing I don't love about the tattoo, because I love that bee. I think that bee is sick. For this elimination tattoo, you must create a Western tattoo.
Sick. Oh my God.
You know we had to do that. You're here.
Sick. Never done a Western tattoo before. Didn't even know that's the thing people ask for.
For Western tattoos, there's no real style you have to hit. It's a vibe. It's a whole feeling, so make us believe it.
For detail day, it's easy to overdo it. So make sure the detail is in the right areas.
Detail amplifies certain things. You can't just do a cowboy hat and call it a Western tattoo, it's just a hat. You're gonna have to tell somewhat of a story.
The horses have to be facing towards the hand.
That's,
what
yeah, I
for
figured
sure.
that they're kind of like they're running towards me.
Originally, I want 5.
I was thinking at least maybe 3 horses. Because the last thing that I would want to do is start something today that we can't finish. If I can't talk my canvas into getting something different than this crazy idea, I might be riding into my own sunset. This is definitely your biggest tattoo, huh?
It is. Yep. This will be my first one that I like.
Really show off.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me do your biggest tattoo.
Right now you have skin on skin, so I would knock all of this background with like some kind of wash.
Some kind of wash. I have a nice drawing for this background, but I have no reference for the light source. If the background lighting doesn't match the horse, it won't look believable and it will look jacked up. I want it to look like it was like hot sun.
Just knock down that ground.
Just a little bit. Everything's on the line. I came here to be a competitor. I came here to make it all the way to the end. This could literally kill everything that I worked for so far on this horse.
Today, we tested detail with Western tattoos. Let's see how you did. John.
The musculature on the neck and chest are really impressive. It has a feeling of motion that I think is really, really successful, all the way down to the sort of very dynamic dirt. I love the negative space flecks of dirt.
But I'm having a little bit of a problem with the fact that the background is only on the upper left section of the horse. It looks like the horse is just running out of nowhere on open skin. The horse itself could have been way more successful without that background.
Today, each of you will have the power to call out another artist.
Gonna each other over. This is brittle.
The artist you call out must tattoo in whatever style and subject you decide.
Oh, shit. This is like a skull pick shot times 20. We can choose anything, and I know everyone's weakness here.
Whew. Bobby, since John is the last artist to get called out, you have to pick Jazzy.
I've been Mr. Nice Guy this whole time, but in this point of the competition, this is my chance to take my first big shot. A color realistic spirit bear.
What is a spirit bear?
It's a white bear.
Love that, Bobby. Wow.
I've tattooed one before, and it's hard.
White animals in tattooing are super difficult, so that was a shot.
Yeah, tough.
White bear.
Today we have 4 artists left, and this competition is getting heated.
Sick.
This is time to not play Mr. Nice Guy.
Go ahead and lie down for me, dude.
Put the tattoo gloves on and make this a fight.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
How many color tattoos have you had to do so far in the competition?
Oh my God. More than black and gray.
Really, eh?
Yes.
This bear is so white. Such a dick move giving me this piece.
Mostly everything I've done is color, yeah.
Using white as a color, it's not just white. It's grays, it's violets, it's blues, it's bones, it's opaques that create white. And I don't really have that knowledge.
I gotta prove I could take on this kind of shit, even if I don't do it back home.
This week, you had to call out one of your opponents, assigning them a style and subject. You then had to tattoo in the same style and subject that you assigned, giving us a direct comparison. A spot in the finale is on the line. Let's see how you did. Jazzy. You were called out by Bobby with a color realistic spirit bear.
This is like one of the hardest tattoos I've ever done.
I do think you rendered the fur well. Those little hairs inside the ear you took a bunch of time with, but then the nose and the mouth look totally like the afterthought.
You want your detail to be in the face, but you have it kind of opposite. You have this really detailed top of the head, and then it comes down into where it should be detailed, and it loses details.
I do think the eye is successful, the one eye, because you look right at it, it's dark, it's got its highlight.
But this background, it killed this piece.
When I think of color realism, I think of wall-to-wall color.
If you're gonna put a background in, it has to have a shape or a purpose or a reason. This background, it's absurd, it's ridiculous, it's unnecessary, and it goes all of the way around the head of the bear. I definitely don't envy you in this challenge. Tattooing a color realism white bear, man, Bobby shot hard.
Judges, it's time to determine who is going home.
Jazzy attempted color realism with the correct techniques. Unfortunately, because of composition and choices, it failed. My vote is for Jazzy.
This one lost it for me. That background is the killer. My vote's for Jazzy.
My vote is for Jazzy.
The judges have decided, Jazzy, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I was definitely out tattooed. I love that though. I got further than I imagined, so. And I think I got to tattoo with some of the best tattooers in the world. So, I'm honored.